let's see how to define a function. See, this is a general form. How you define a function, a very simple general form. This is your return type. Might be you're using as, if you're going something to use as, you can write it as void. Then function name, as I said, if you're going for arithmetic operations, you can use here as add, and the number of parameters. Now if you're going for addition, we're going to use two numbers, at least two numbers. So depending on the data type, you can pass the parameters over here as int a comma int b. So that will be considered as integers. And while calling a function for this addition parameter list, you need at least two integers to be passed so that you can call this. And this is the logical code where we divide our entire program into smaller logical parts. Right, so this is how you write the body of a function. This is the return type. This is the function name, and this is the parameter list. Right, so this is how it is going to be written. Right, so note down this. It has a return type. It has a function name. It has the parameters, the list of number of parameters to be passed, and the function body. This is the scope of your function. You can limit it to a very, you can say, specific module, or you can define it as globally also to make it accessible from anywhere in the program. This is a simple example, right? This is your data type as returning. This is your function name, and these are your parameter list, right? This is the body of a function, and this is the logical code which we have divided into a function, right? So my function name will be max, right? So depending on my parameters, my function will be executing. Right, we have two parts of a function, basically two types. One is a library function, which is already being provided by the can say compiler, C compiler, and the other one is user defined function, right? So whatever system defined we use, you call it as library functions, and whatever we create on our own and then implement it in our program, we can call it as user defined functions, right? So these are two different categories of a function. Now declaring a function. The return type, the function name, as we saw in the previous, right? A function declaration, basically what it tells the compiler about a function name. This is the function name and how to call the function, right? Basically your compiler must be aware of if there are multiple functions, depending on the function name and depending on the parameter, number of parameters, how your function will be called. The compiler must be clear with it. So these are some of the, you can say, syntax. You may note down these. While passing these arguments, these parameters, there are also, you can say, variables which are also called as formal parameters. So if function is to use some arguments, it must declare its variables, right? In this example, we have seen here variables as num1 and num2, right? So it must declare variables that would accept the values of the arguments, right? So these arguments are called as formal parameters of the function. Basically, formal parameters behave like local variables inside the function, which are created upon the entry into the function and immediately destroyed when it is being exited, right? So it will be coming into existence. These local variables or formal parameters will come into existence when your function scope will be started, right? And upon the entry of your function, and it will be destroyed when it will be ending its scope. You can have this by two different methods, right? We'll see those later in detail with a sample program. Just to remember, we have calling type, function calling types, that is call by value and call by reference. So these are two can say calling types of a function. First, call by value, and another is call by reference, right? So call by value is, in short, if I say this method would copy the actual value of an argument into a formal parameter of the function, right? And call by value is it copies the address of the argument into the formal parameters, right? Inside the function, the address is used to access the actual arguments, right? We'll see that programmatically in further lectures. Just to note down, function arguments can be in two types. First is call by value and another is call by reference. We've seen this declaration of a function, right? Now we'll see calling of a function, right? So to use a function, we will have to call that function to perform the defined task. So if you, for an example, as we saw, if you want to go for arithmetic operations and without using a function, if you directly call arithmetic, so your entire program of .c will be executed. So if we divide that into 4 different logical parts, if I want to call multiplication, so I will use mul as a function, right? So only that. So particularly I must be able to know the function name to perform only that function for a defined task. OK, so to call a function, we simply need to pass the required parameters. Now, if you're going for multiplication, there must be at least 2 parameters, right? Suppose if you want to go for cube, so you'll be multiplying 3 parameters. So depending on these number of parameters, the name of your actual function and the parameter list must be known to the programmer, along with the function name and its return type. Then we can store the returned value.